You're listening to Stupid Opinions on SuckProfessor. Hello, everybody. It's me. I'm Hank, and
I'm James.
Hey, I'm James. How's it going?
Pretty good. You?
Good. Great. Thanks for asking. All right, we are talking about HBO and Sling TV are finally giving people what they want. Although I've never heard of Sling TV. Is it like Sling Box?
No, it's actually put out by Dish TV, I believe it is, or Dish.
I've heard of them. All right.
And it's basically cable. Only it's a limited number of channels. Pretty much just the channels you're going to watch.
But
AMC, Disney channels, some Disney channels, ESPN1, ESPN2,
Okay.
Home and Garden, because I know you love your Home and Garden.
Of course.
Travel Channel, Maker is a channel in there.
All right. Well, we're with Maker.
Yeah.
That's great.
Pretty
Maybe
cool.
you'll see SuckProfessor on that.
Doubtful, but no.
Hey, we're working at it.
Yeah, so it's
but HBO is also releasing its streaming
Yes,
service.
it's going to be a standalone service. It's going to cost $15 per month, launching in April in time for the Game of Thrones premiere.
Right. Now, here's my concern, though. I'm using a stolen HBO password, and, okay, if that guy gets rid of his HBO or his cable service and loses HBO, I lose that access. But
Well,
if he
you'll be in
doesn't,
jail long before that.
they're not going to get rid of HBO Go, though.
They haven't really spoken much about that. Either they have and I haven't heard about it, or they haven't and
You don't
I
know.
have not heard about it because they didn't speak about it. But
Okay.
anyway, no, I don't know. My hunch is that they're going to replace the HBO Go with this new standalone service, but who
Eventually
knows?
they'll replace it.
Yeah, I mean, because there's really no point in maintaining two separate services that I just dropped the cord.
Yeah,
that
that's
have the
fine.
same function. So
Gotcha. Okay, but the Sling thing though is this going to be delivered through the internet only?
yes, that is streaming only. From what my understanding is, it's not like your Netflix. It's not like your Amazon Prime in the sense that you go to a back catalog and choose what to watch.
Oh.
Well, actually, to be fair, there are certain channels that can elect to do that. You can scroll back for like 3 days at a time and watch the back catalog.
Okay.
But the vast majority of it is not going to allow you to do that. It's basically connecting to a streaming device, be it your Xbox One, your Apple TV, your computer, what have you.
Commodore 64.
Yes, and you're streaming live television feeds.
My favorite streaming device is my Wiener.
Ah, yes, but you don't want to cross the stream.
No, and I got that for free when I was born. The only cost is 80 years of anguish.
Yeah.
of
Only
being
problem
alive.
is it never gets upgraded.
Oh, well, once during puberty it got a little bigger.
Yeah.
All right, well,
But there is a con.
yeah, the con is it's there all the time and it gets stuck indoors.
Well, okay.
this
not
conversation,
that one.
this conversation's gone off the rail.
Yes. Let's put the Hamtramck back on.
What's the con?
the con? Well, there's two
Are we
cons.
talking about dicks or about streaming service?
We're talking about Sling TV.
Okay, Sling TV. What's the con then?
Two cons I can think of. One of which is that if you're always watching, online streaming TV, it's
Yeah.
kind of a bandwidth hog. Second thing is, say that you have your cell phone out and you're watching The Walking Dead. But there's also a baseball game on, so you got your laptop out and you want to watch ESPN at the same time. No can do. One stream at a time per account.
Oh, I see. Okay, so that would be
With
that would be
cable, you
problematic.
can do that.
With cable, you can do that.
Yes.
Okay.
With Sling TV, you can't. That's one of the limitations.
So-
But I don't think it's a game changer. I don't think it's a killer of the service.
Of the service.
$20 a month for core channels that you're going to watch. That's pretty good.
It's interesting. I mean, who knows if does it mean that there's so many extra players in the online streaming service market, which is becoming more mainstream and is enabled through different devices?
See, the problem is
and
that
also, how easy is it for our dumb parents to take on this stuff? Because older people tend to have the more disposable income, and they're not that they're the bigger market. In fact, they don't care much about. I mean, advertisers and companies prioritize younger people because they want to buy their loyalty for life or earn their loyalty for life, which is totally rational in a capitalistic, greedy sort of way. But they often don't have the money. So, but there's also so many choices for everybody. I'm not sure what I'm getting at with that.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you my naive Florida story about college?
No. Most Florida stories are naive and about college.
This is when I was much younger and I was much more naive about the world. But anyway, I moved out of my house for the first time, went to college in Florida. And I was like, golly gee, I got my own place. I'm going to get cable. So I got cable cable guy came, hooked it up. When he was done, he turned on the TV and said, okay, this is how much you're going to be paying per month. This is when your bill's going to get. Here's your channels. So I started flipping through them, and I was like, okay, well, I got like 150 channels. But about 50 of them are in Spanish. I mean, that's cool, man. I'm not judging anything like that. That's cool. I just personally don't need these. So could you take these 50 channels off, just give me these 10 channels, and let's cut my bill down to maybe like $20 a month. How's about that? And after the guy stopped laughing at me and left, I realized that's not how the way the world works.
No.
So many of these channels exist because they're bundled via, connections with other companies are like, okay, well, you can't get this channel unless you pay for this channel too. So now it seems like that whole infrastructure is falling apart with this whole a la carte, streaming service type thing.
That big bundle, old school cable world where dumb idiot college students like yourself will be like, "Duh, can you take away I don't speak Polish. I don't need those 4 channels. I don't speak Korean. I don't take away those 18 channels. I don't speak Spanish."
Yes, but see, the world is now catching up to my naivety.
That's true. So, well, I mean, it only makes sense that you should only get what you pay for, or only get what you only have to pay for what you want.
Exactly.
But isn't there a model around those cable companies where they, because they're able to, so they're able to fund channels that wouldn't otherwise exist if they weren't offered as part of a bundle.
Exactly.
And so is there a risk that we're going to lose out on, and maybe not you and me, who wouldn't watch all those channels, but maybe it's good to have a breadth of content and a broad diversity of types of programming. And guess what? There's a lot of people who do speak Spanish who want to watch hot chicks be chased around by bumblebees. That's a Simpsons reference.
Yes, I
and
Dios mío.
So there's out there. I mean, there's a legit market for that.
Right, and I think it's on one side of the coin, it's nice to be excited about this as a consumer who wants a better deal, who wants to get just the things that you want for a lower price that's more convenient with no locking contracts or equipment rentals or anything like that.
Yeah.
On the flip side, if you're a creative person like you are and if you want to get like an outlet to get your ideas out, to get your creativity out, to get opportunities, and you see that this kind of model kind of stifles smaller channels and stifles smaller outlets for communication, for creative programming, then it's kind of I can see it as a detrimental thing.
Perhaps, who knows? I mean, there's always going to be online distribution. Any fuckface can do a Daily Motion channel. Just kidding. Nobody does that shit. It's YouTube.
And not that piracy isn't already super simple now, but if people are just exclusively watching things through streaming, how much easier is it?
Well, right. I mean, I think iTunes, even though it's one of the worst programs ever made and designed, it's so cumbersome and weird and annoying and fucks up your phone and does all kinds of bizarre shit. Nevertheless, them just making it like, buy the song, 99 cents, make it something approachable. And it's unfortunate that artists and creators have to take those hits because people should be compensated more for the entertainment. I know there's big issues. This is going off the rails a little bit with Spotify. Various artists are really upset with the way that the funding and the amount of plays that they get versus the amount of money that they're receiving is terrible for a lot of stuff on Spotify. So, as far as where it's taking, how to incentivize TV show makers, and this is a gaming channel. I mean, eventually, I'm not saying we're gonna make TV shows, but we would love to do like a gaming show or a talk show or something, or who knows what sort of options are available.
We're basically trying to take down Oprah.
Yes, we're competing with Oprah. We put like prizes underneath people's chairs, but it's the prize. The only prize we can afford right now is our own poop. So, and
I can't afford to lose any more of that.
No, it's tough. Actually, side note, I had a nephew who, as he was learning how to take his shits on his own, without just crapping his pants, he was freaked out. He struggled with the idea of pooping because he felt like he was actually losing parts of his body. So they had to get him over that. It's just interesting how little kids interpret their perceptions in their world. So that's exciting. He's totally fine. So do you think it's going to kill piracy? That's what we're just getting at. Piracy's easy.
Nothing's going to kill piracy.
People it'll never die.
Here's
but
the thing for me.
I'd rather pay a little, but also I'm not going to do something. I used to do a lot more piracy. I don't do any actually. I used to pirate everything though, games and back in the day when you'd get 45 RAR files, and I would connect to them through IRC chat rooms and all kinds of. I did BBSs back when it was local network shit. And,
wow.
You'd wait 10 minutes for a porno to load of some badly photoshopped Christina Applegate on. It was weird.
Used to get all my MP3s through IRC. Back when the height of humor back then was, slapping someone with a trout in purple text.
Hey, that's still pretty good humor right now, man. I would love to get hit by a trout. I'll laugh for days.
Yeah. So the question I have for you then is this a good model in the sense that people who were pirate previously might be swayed to join a paid service for a moderate fee to make what they typically did before more convenient? Yeah,
you should try to. But I mean, I don't know if the people who are doing the piracy is your only target of market growth area, but making.
But you're capturing a revenue stream that you had no piece of prior.
Yeah, totally. What's wrong with doing that? Of course, that's what they should be trying to do, right? Or am I not answering your question correctly?
No, I'm saying.
Or interpreting.
For you personally, is this something you would do?
would I pirate less because definitely. If it's easy and available and not, I don't have to jump through a bunch of hoops to make it work. I know in the comedy world there's a lot of that going on as far as how do you distribute your comedy specials and stuff, and because like there's, Louis C.K.'s pioneered the notion of just offering it, for free or for $5 easy, or some guys do like name your own price, which I actually think if I ever release a comedy album, I'll do name your own price, minimum $1 or something like, or minimum 50 cents or whatever, or maybe free but name your own price. I mean, it's a very, very long time, if ever, that I'm lucky enough and successful enough to get to do a comedy special and have an audience that wants to buy it. But because in the past you had to go to the record store, like pick out the record. It was $20, or I don't know what the fuck records
You only
cost.
wanted one song off of it. Yeah.
Well, there's that, or like stand up, like there's a physical process of inserting a disc into a thing and putting on a record, or putting a CD in, or putting a laser disc in. Who does that?
But I mean,
I don't know what I'm getting at, honestly, but everything is so much more available. But I think there could also come along with it like a public relations push to help people understand that they're actually, that people should be compensated for their energy and their effort. Creators, like music, because there's this notion that it should be free, it should be available. And that's also why I don't mind like advertising on some things, although I do use ad blocker on The Daily Show, which I watch every day, and that's shitty, but that's because fuck it, I don't have time, I'm an asshole. What are we talking about? Why is that what we were supposed to talk about? HBO Go and
I think we got the train back on the track, and then it ran into a wall and exploded.
Good.
And then we put another wheel on it, and then it went down the wrong track.
Because the wheel was made out of wood.
Yes.
And wooden train wheels are a bad idea.
Yeah, but to kind of get things a little bit more on topic.
Please.
You made a good point about like the old days going to a record store. My family actually owned a record store for 25 years.
Wow.
And when Napster came around, MP3s, iTunes, it was the final nail in the coffin, and we started seeing our business decline. No one would come in anymore. No one would say, I'm going to pay $19.99 for a CD when I only want one song off of it.
Yeah.
It was the catalyst that changed the way this whole business model worked. And I think that Sling TV and HBO standalone is the catalyst that's going to make cable TV something unrecognizable in the next 5 to 10 years.
Right, by breaking apart that bundling, that big bundle package thing.
Give people what they want and only what they want, and give them the freedom to choose a la carte add-ons. And I think my prediction is that as soon as someone is smart enough to write a program that will automatically turn on your streaming service, connect to a channel, and start recording like a DVR when you're not there for Sling TV, that's when this is going to become the mainstay replacement for cable.
Well, yes, absolutely. I mean, people want DVRs. People are accustomed to that.
And right now, Sling TV since its infancy doesn't have that.
Well, that's really stupid. I mean, they have to have that. It either has to be available on demand or DVR.
Well, think about it this way. If you're Apple, and Apple is the one who's kind of being the launching pad for HBO Go, HBO Standalone, and so forth. If you're Apple and you're selling a season of The Walking Dead for $39.99 in HD for a season, would you really want to support something that people can just pay $20 a month for, auto connect to a channel, and download for free, along with their service?
You're saying they'd rather get that $39.99 for people who pay for the full season.
Right, because if you miss it, you don't have it saved on a hard drive. It's live TV. If you're 10 minutes late to watching it, you miss the first 10 minutes. It's like old school TV.
Nobody wants that, though. That pisses people off.
That's what Sling TV is right now.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. So it's okay.
We want to have our cake and eat it too.
Yeah, and we're used to having our cake and eating it too. And also, what's the point of having cake and not eating it?
Right.
You know?
I want sprinkles on my cake.
Some people keep their wedding cake sliced in the fridge. I would go drink a bottle of NyQuil and eat that motherfucker.
I would have a wedding cake and a divorce cake.
Yeah, a divorce cake is called she gets half of the cake.
She gets probably more than half of that cake, though.
The lawyers get their share of the cake. But what's the Apple thing, though? First of all, explain HBO Go's relationship, or HBO streaming's relationship to Apple. Isn't it exclusively through Apple?
Well, no, it was announced at an Apple event. It's going to be on Apple TV and an assortment of other devices. Obviously, it's going to expand further out in the future. I think it's currently on Roku, Apple TV, PC, and Amazon Fire.
But it's not browser-based
Amazon
like
TV.
Netflix?
It is. It can be on your PC.
Okay.
But right now, it's currently, there's no app for it on the Xbox One that I know of. I think that Sling TV has an Xbox One app, but I don't think the HBO one does, or has one planned right now. PS4, but these kind of things take time. They're going to happen. They just aren't there yet. The lawyers got to get paid. They got to write their contracts. They come up with the contingencies. They got to make it happen. They got to roll it out. We just got to be patient.
Yeah. But I think long term, it's all going to go towards on demand. You get it when you ask for it, especially if America ever wisens the fuck up and upgrades our infrastructure. We start having, Google Speed, whatever that one town is. It's all Google Fiber.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, it shouldn't necessarily be just a private company initiative. Like Korea is a good example of a country that wired the shit out of their place because they did that like in the 90s or something. And I mean, they're always the tops in speed, and it's free, and it's really drives innovation.
And that's how they were able to hack us.
Yeah, well, that's wrong Korea. Yeah, but still, they hacked us with like 9600 baud modems and phone, like war game style
It's so strange how you have two countries connected just like that, and one country is like the pinnacle of technology, the other one is like shooting missiles into the ocean.
Well, hey man,
and their people are starving to death.
Yeah, that's a whole other episode of stupid opinions.
But enough about Canada.
See
what I did there?
North Canada.
Yeah.
North Canada. All right. Well, I think we got some information out there. I don't know if I feel like I didn't make any sense this whole conversation, rambling a little bit. But sorry, James, you made a lot of sense. We're excited. We like to watch stuff. We watched The Walking Dead. Maybe we'll watch Walking Don Draper one of these days. I'm a little behind on that. If I sign up for Sling.
Yeah.
But I'm really thrilled about fucking Game of Thrones.
Yeah. We're trying to experiment too. If you hear this part, comment with the word pineapple.
All right. Leave the word pineapple.
We'll see if anyone actually gets this far.
See how many people made it this far. And if you did, subscribe. If you want to watch more, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for tuning in. And we appreciate you and your clicking on stuff skills.
Oh, we weren't recording.
Fuck!